Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining and a wonderful chanting.
Hare Krishna Mataji and Hare Krishna to all the devotees on this call. This is Geeta from Maryland. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Gita Mataji, Dhanvat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining and your wonderful chanting.
Hare Krishna, this is Vinod Maheshwari from Maryland.
Hare Krishna, Vinod Prabhu, Dhanvat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining and your wonderful chanting.
Hare Krishna, please accept I am brother. All glory to the Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. This is Nikunja Rasadas from Germantown, Maryland.
Nikunja Prabhu, Dhanvat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. I see Hardik Prabhu. So Hare Krishna, Hardik Prabhu, Dhanvat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Thank you so much for joining. And Hardik Prabhu is joining first time, so let us welcome Prabhuji in our traditional way.
Hari
By
Bol.
Haribol. Haribol. Haribol.
Haribol. Haribol.
Hare Krishna Mataji, sorry, I was trying to figure out my mute button. Sorry.
No problem.
Hare Krishna, everybody. Yeah, I'm joining for the first time.
Yes. Where are you from, Prabhuji?
Canada.
Canada. Haribol. How did you know about this call?
I got to know from Vinod Prabhu. Yeah.
Oh, very nice. Hare Krishna, Vinod Prabhu. Thank you so much for joining Hardik Prabhu to our group.
Welcome to the group, Hardik Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Please join every day. Yeah, Hare Krishna. And I see Shamakishri Mataji also. So, to Hare Krishna, Shamakishri Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai. Welcome to the call, Mataji. Thank you so much. And today we are so fortunate to have Her Grace Shamakishri Mataji from Tennessee. And Mataji will enlighten us on Srimad Bhagvatam 7.14. Verse 3 and onwards. So, Hare Krishna Mataji, please take over the call now.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Hare Krishna, all the devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurus. Thank you very much, everybody, for giving me the opportunity to serve all the devotees. Please forgive my offenses that I will commit. And let's read Srimad Bhagavatam. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 14, text from 3 onward. We will be starting reading today. Is it correct, Mataji? So, is it right verse, Mataji, like we are starting from 7th canto, chapter 14, text 3, we are starting today?
I send you 3, right?
Yes, from 3rd onward.
Yes, 3rd of March. Yeah.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare.
So, let's start with Mangalacharan. So, Om Agyantimirandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kada Mahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Yuda Pada Kamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Sajivam Sadvaitam Parijan Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamascha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute तप्त कंचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Sivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णापृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवाणी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवत्ये उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नष्टकी ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय. So we are reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 14, The Ideal Family Life, and we are starting from text 3rd. So the shloka is शृण्वन् भगवतो अभीक्ष्णम् अवतारा कथामृतम् श्रद्धानो यथा कालम् उपाशान्ता जनाव्रता सत्सङ्गाचन्के सङ्गम् आत्मजायामजादिषु विमुञ्चेन मुच्यमानेषु स्वयं स्वपन्नवद् उत्थितः. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. A grasta must associate again and again with saintly persons, and with great respect he must hear the nectar of the activities of the Supreme Lord and his incarnations, as these activities are described in Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas. Thus, one should gradually become detached from affection for his wife and children, exactly like a man awakening from a dream. Purport. The Krishna consciousness movement has been established to give grastas all over the world an opportunity to hear Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita specifically. The process, as described in many ways, is one of hearing and chanting Shravanam Swakatha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtanam. Everyone, especially the grastas who are mudadhi, ignorant about the goal of life, should be given opportunity to hear about Krishna. Similarly, by simply by hearing, by attending lectures in the different centers of the Krishna consciousness movement, where topics of Krishna from Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam are discussed, they will be purified of their sinful inclination for constant indulgence in illicit sex, meat eating, intoxication, and gambling, which have all become prominent in modern days. Thus, they can be raised to the status of light. Punya Shravana Kirtana. Simply by joining the Kirtan, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And by hearing about Krishna from Bhagavad Gita, one must be purified, especially if he also take prasad. And this is all going on in the Krishna consciousness movement. Another specific description here is Shravan Bhagavato Abhikshanam Avatara Kathamritam. It is not that because one has once finished Bhagavad Gita, he should not hear it again. The word Abhikshanam is very important. We should hear again and again. There is no question of stopping, even if one has read these topics many times. He should go on reading again and again because Bhagavad Katha, the words spoken by Krishna and spoken by Krishna's devotees about Krishna, are Amritam nectar. The more one drinks this Amritam, the more he advances in his eternal life. The human form of life is meant for liberation, but unfortunately, due to the influence of Kali Yuga, every day the Grastas are working hard like acid. Early in the morning, they rise and travel even 100 miles away to earn bread. Especially in the Western countries, I have seen that people awaken at 5 o'clock to go to office and factories to earn their livelihood. People in Calcutta and Bombay also do this every day. They work very hard in the office or factory, and again they spend 3 or 4 hours in transportation returning home. Then they retain at 10 o'clock and again rise early in the morning to go to their office and factories. This kind of hard labor is described in the Shastra as the life of pigs and stool eaters. Nayam heno deho bhajam nirloke kashtam kamam arthate with bhujam ye. Of all living entities who have accepted material bodies in this world, one who has been awakened this human form should not work hard day and night simply for sense gratification, which is available even for dogs and hogs that eat stool. Bhagavatam 5:5:1. One must find some time for hearing Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. This is Vedic culture. One should work 8 hours at the most to earn his livelihood, and either in the afternoon or in the evening, a householder should associate with devotees to hear about the incarnations of Krishna and his activities, and thus be gradually liberated from the clutches of Maya. However, instead of finding time to hear about Krishna, the householders, after working hard in office and factories, find time to go to a restaurant or club where, instead of hearing about Krishna and his activities, they are very much pleased to hear about the political activities of demons and non devotees, and to enjoy sex, wine, women, and meat, and in this way waste their time. This is not Grasta life but demonic life. The Krishna consciousness movement, however, with its centers all over the world, gives such fallen and condemned person an opportunity to hear about Krishna. In a dream, we form a society of friendship and love, and when we awaken, we see that it has ceased to exist. Similarly, one's gross society, family, and love are also a dream, and this dream will be over as soon as one dies. Therefore, whether one is dreaming in subtle, a subtle way or a gross way, these dreams are all false and temporary. One's real business is to understand that one is soul, aham brahmasmi, and that his activities should therefore be different. Then one can be happy. ब्रह्मभूत प्रसन्नात्मा न शोचति न काङ्क्षति समा सर्वेषु भूतेषु मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम्. One who is transcendentally situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed toward all living entities. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me. Bhagavad Gita 18.54. One who is engaged in devotional service can very easily be liberated from the death of materialistic life. Hare Krishna. So we can read the translation again. Agrasta must associate again and again with saintly persons. With great respect, he must hear the nectar of the activities of the Supreme Lord and his incarnation, as these activities are described in Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas. Thus, one should gradually become detached from affection for his wife and children, exactly like a man awakening from a dream. Hare Krishna. So nice. So Bhagavatam is very, very sweet. So we all know, like we already read, like Narad Muni is here describing to Yudhishthira Maharaj. He already described all the other ashrams. like we have 4 ashram, Grasta, like Brahmacharya, Grasta, Vanprastha and Sannyas. So he described all the 3 ashrams, but this is like we are all Grastas, like 99% we are all Grastas. So here we can see like Narad Muni, he is giving these instruction to Yudhishthir Maharaj, and we know like Yudhishthir Maharaj, he was a perfect Grasta. So, and here we can see like he is giving him this knowledge, like how we all Grastas, we all can understand this situation, like how by the association of devotees and by always hearing the nectarian activities of the Supreme Lord and his incarnation, and how we can be free from this material world. So here, so Narad Muni is giving the perfect medicine for all of us. And we all have, like here, we can see Prabhupada is elaborating each and every point so nicely, because he know like our movement, like Krishna conscious movement is 90% we are all grastas only. So that's why Srila Prabhupada gave such a big purport, so that in the one purport, the whole our Krishna consciousness philosophy is there. Because like Prabhupada again and again, 2-3 times he mentioned by reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So we all know the difference between Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Bhagavad Gita is like was spoken by the Lord 5,000 years ago to his friend Arjun, and who was also a Grasta. We all know like Arjuna was not a sannyasi, he was not a vanprastha, he was not a brahmachari, he was also a family man. So Krishna spoke Bhagavad Gita for his friend Arjuna. And Bhagavatam is, what is Bhagavatam? Bhagavatam is also like the devotees' realization. Like first of all, we know Bhagavatam is spoken by Sukdev Goswami to his disciple Parikshit Maharaj. And again, there are so many discussions going on in Srimad Bhagavatam, throughout the Bhagavatam, from first canto till the like 12th canto. So discussion is going on. Like we all know in Naimisharanya, there is discussion going on between Saunak Rishi and Goswami. And there is discussion between Vidura and Maitreya Muni. So there is discussion going on between Yudhishthir Maharaj and Narad Muni. So many discussion, prachetas and all these, like what they are devotees, what they want, what they discuss. And their main topic is Krishna's activities, Krishna Katha. And here, like in the translation, Narad Muni is like he is giving the instruction to Yudhishthir Maharaj. Like through the Yudhishthir Maharaj, he is giving instruction to all of us. He said like must means very important. It's not maybe or can, like no. It must, or Grasta must associate again and again with saintly persons, and with great respect he must hear the activities of the Supreme Lord and his incarnations. And when he hear from the saintly person is one who never speaks by his own word. He just, like sometime in the material world we go, like people, if we ask like everybody wants to become accept a spiritual master in the material world. We all know this is fashion. Like if we ask like who is your spiritual master, and when we meet somebody and we ask how you realize, how you got this knowledge, and the answer they gave is like, we got this knowledge by our own, this is our own realization. We don't need to read any shastra. So this is, if we hear that, is this a perfect realization? No. Like we don't want to create anything new. Whatever is written in the Shastra from the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, we should accept them as it is. And from that, if somebody is realized, that person has all the qualities to have to accept him as a spiritual master. Then only we can accept him spiritual master. So here Narad Muni, he is clearly describing the quality of a disciple and a quality of a spiritual master. So he said Grasta must associate again and again with the saintly person. And what they describe, the activities of the Supreme Lord from Srimad Bhagavatam and other Puranas. So he is describing Narad Muni. So he is not like he can speak anything whimsically. No. by his own words. No, Prabhupada never use like I'm thinking like that. Prabhupada never use in his all his books like he is thinking like that. Prabhupada said, I'm nothing. I'm a postman. Like when some postman comes in our house, he never changed the words. He delivered the letter as it is, because that's not his duty to change the word. His duty is to deliver the letter. So same thing, Srila Prabhupada, he said, like I'm just like a postman. My duty is to give the instruction as it is. Whatever Krishna is saying, I have my duty is to give the instruction as it is. Whatever he's teaching in the Bhagavatam, my responsibility is to giving the instruction as it is. So that's why this is the responsibility of the Grastas, to associate with saintly persons. And then what they do when they associate, Krishna said in Bhagavad Gita, Tadvidi pranipatena pariparshanena sevya upadyakshanti te jnanam jnananastattva darshina. Because they tattva darshina, because they realize the truth. And then we can inquire from him submissively. Our attitude should matter. Like we should have questions, we can ask the question to the saintly person. And the saintly person, because he realized from different Puranas and Bhagavatam, he will give us a perfect answer. This is the quality of a saintly person. And thus one should gradually become detached from affection for his wife, children, exactly like a man awakening from a dream. And this means, like, normally if we can feel like sometime like that. Like it means like Bhagavatam is like, by reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam and by association with devotees, it shows like, then one become detached from affection for his wife and children. So it means maybe like, we can leave our family and go to the forest, become attached. No, this is not a right answer. Because here, like Narad Muni, like again and again, Prabhupada said, like we have to engage them also in the service of the Lord. Like by the devotees very kind. He is not kind to other living entity. He is kind to his own family member also. He Detachment means like bodily detachment. Instead of thinking she is my wife, he is my husband, let's enjoy him. No. Instead of that, like we can start thinking he is my husband, let's help him, like help him in his devotional practices. And she's my wife, let's help him so that she can become a better devotee, and here he can. Or if they somebody has children, let's help the children. Let's help them memorizing the Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam shlokas. Let's read Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam together. We can start like that, because our goal is not for ourselves. Our goal is for others, our family members, our relatives, our neighbors, whosoever. Like that is the Mahaprabhu, what he said, jare dekho tare kare Krishna updesh. There is no discrimination like he is American, Indian, or anybody. No, because Krishna consciousness is for everybody. Whosoever is eligible to take Krishna consciousness, we should immediately give him this is. And the qualification is just faith. If somebody has little faith, if somebody has, then immediately we should start preaching him Krishna consciousness. And in the further, like we all can see in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explained very nicely, like these our Krishna consciousness centers, they are all around. And in the what we do, like in our ISKCON temples, what they do, devotees, they read Bhagavatam in the morning and Bhagavad Gita in the evening. This is the best way to have the association of devotees. Because in the association of devotees, if we have any question or any doubt, we ask always. So this is when we ask question, then we get answer. Because other and what kind of question we should have in the association of devotee, only we can realize that. When we associate devotees, our anarthas start coming out, and then we start feeling like I have this weakness. How to come? Like in the material world, people are just working. Like Prabhupada gave many times this example, factories and offices. He quoted this 3-4 times in this whole purport. Like Prabhupada, no, like in the Calcutta, Prabhupada gave the example of Calcutta, even in America also, like how people are working day and night, Prabhupada said. Like, because Prabhupada know, and people are very busy in all the materialistic activities. And that's why Srila Prabhupada said, when they hear, and then when they hear about Krishna, when they hear and chant, that's why Prabhupada quoted the Bhagavatam verse, Shravanam Shranvata Swa Katha Krishna Punya Shravana Kirtana. So by hearing Krishna's Katha, that is giving the Punya. And when our Punya goes high and high, then we can start inquiring about Krishna. So this is the right things. And Prabhupada is calling the Grasta as Moodadhi, because they are in ignorance. Why? Because the Grasta life is mostly like sense gratification. It's around my family, my children, my house, my car, because everything is me and my, so much attachment. Grasta life means. So then, if we hear about Krishna, then we can understand, no, my goal is something else. What is my goal is to hear the topics of Krishna from the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. And then Prabhupada explained very nicely by discussion and by hearing, then the grastas will be purified of their sinful inclination for constant indulgence. So because they are indulgences, they are always busy in so many materialistic activities. Like, and when we hear about this, then we realize whatever we are doing, it's not a right things. Like, we all have experience. We are here in America. Like, if we go anywhere, even we meet so many Indians also, like not the American, even though we are from, or like from Bharatvarsha, from India, and where we have, even though sometimes people are not on a pure devotional platform, but still they do Karam Kandi activities. They have mixed devotion, but still they we know all those things. And but after coming here, like, we always, when we see like there is no other way in the offices or anywhere, then we also start eating all these things, like meat eating, intoxication, gambling, illicit relations. So these are all, like, one by one we start breaking the rules. But when we associate with the devotees, and when we hear Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, and then we realize that whatever we are doing, it's not a right thing. We have so many examples, like in the those students, they come for study here in America, those are from a nice family, from a South Indian Brahmin family, and after coming here they also start eating and drinking, because they feel like they are alone. If my 10 friends, they are smoking or eating, if they feel, if I'm not eating or drinking, how they will feel? I just left alone, so how I will survive? Because we think about the society, we think about the other people's, we never think about ourselves. Like, if I break all the rules, what my life will be. That time the devotees help the living entities. When we meet devotees, when we start reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, when we start chanting the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and finally when we take prasadam, that helps us a lot. Like in America, we saw many times people, they if they don't appreciate for anything, but they like prasadam. Anytime when we go anywhere or meet somebody, it's good, like we can, if people don't like to hear the philosophy, at least we can distribute them prasadam, because Prabhupada used this weapon like prasadam. So because prasadam is very very important, like here Prabhupada is explaining in the Bhagavad everything so nicely. And finally, he said, Prasadam, this is all going on in the Krishna consciousness movement. Prabhupada know, like, our goal is not for one living entity or two. Our goal is for the every living entity, because devotee is paradukh dukhi. He never feels like somebody suffering. It means we are enjoying. The devotee is thinking other way around. He is thinking like, if somebody is suffering, this is my suffering. Because like devotees, he has the higher understanding, like, because he know, like, maybe in this life I'm enjoying, but maybe there is next life also, there may be suffering also, and maybe in this life also, we never know. The Krishna said, like, the happiness and distress is like the summer and winter season. They are like, if summer goes, then winter comes, and after winter, summer comes. So they are like they're like winter and summer season. So they are happiness and distress is like that. So the devotees, he has the higher understanding. And then Srila Prabhupada described very nicely. Another specific description here is Shravan Bhagavato Abhiksham Avatara Kathamritam. It is not that because one has once finished Bhagavad Gita, he should not hear it again. So here Prabhupada is again and again describing, like, it's not like I read Bhagavad Gita so many times. When we distribute books, people what they answer, they give answer, oh, I read Bhagavad Gita. My mother has Bhagavad Gita. My grandmother has Bhagavad Gita. So what our answer should be? Prabhu, if you have, read it again. Read with your friend. And if your mother has, your grandmother has, how can you be? How can that help you? You should also have one Bhagavad Gita copy. You should start reading. And if you don't have knowledge, how you will give this knowledge to your children? So many times, like in the when we distribute books, like they said, like my mother has. Then immediately I always give this answer, like if your mother had, then you should also have. Then sometimes people they take Bhagavad Gita, like then they start thinking, oh yes, this is right. Because if we don't read, how we will teach our kids? And that's why so many conversions happen because of that. Because the children, the new generation, like these children, they don't know the real knowledge. And if we don't know the real knowledge, how we can pass this knowledge to them? So that's why it's not like just one time reading Bhagavad Gita is enough. No. Even though in the lecture we hear the same thing, Krishna is Supreme Lord, we are His servant, but still we need to associate with devotees again and again. We have to hear and read again and again. This is very, very important because we want ourselves to be on the right track. And how we can be on the right track by reading these topics many times. That's why Srila Prabhupada said one should read these topics again and again, because this is Bhagavad Katha, the words spoken by Krishna and spoken by Krishna's devotees about Krishna are Amrita, nectar. So because these words are nectar, they are like if we have one drop of nectar, it's so important that makes our body very, very strong. So same thing when we hear and chant again and again about Krishna and his devotees from devotees' mouth, like here now reading Bhagavatam, like now this is like we are reading from Prabhupada's mouth. The words are coming from Prabhupada's mouth because we are associating with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada is giving the philosophy as it is. That's why the more one drinks this Amrita, the more he advances in his eternal life. So more and more when we read, sometime after reading Bhagavad Gita 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, 10 time, even if we read 11 time, also that time we find out something new. This is the power of spiritual topics. In the material world, when we see any movies, anything immaterial, so just after seeing maybe 1 time, 2 time, 3 time, then we feel bored. But these topics are so wonderful that because that they are Amrita, they are the real nectar. In the material world, we are all searching for happiness, like how we can be happy. We buy so many things so that maybe buying new things can give us happiness, but maybe that thing gives us happiness just maybe for few seconds, few hours, few days. But after that, we feel bored. Oh, this is already there. So nothing is special in this. But when we read these literature, these when we take this Amrita nectar, then we become joyful. There is nice word Prabhupada explained very nicely, like Brahmbhut Prasannatma na sochti na kanshti sama sarveshu bhuteshu madbhakti labate param. So this is very nice verse. It described like how the liberated soul is. He is Prasanna Atma. He is always joyful. Na sochati, na kakshati. He never laments or desire to have anything. Why? Why? What is the reason for that? Because he know labate param. When we attain the higher goal, then the small goals are useless. So when somebody achieved the pure devotional service of Krishna, and then he see the other living entities, how people are like just busy in Prabhupada explaining the factories and their businesses, like then he realized, oh, what they are doing, this is not a right thing. Because when we realize, we can feel that the pain, like how people are suffering in the material world. And then like because people, they don't have this higher understanding, that's why they search the love in the friends, in the family, and everywhere. But when they realize this is not real love, the real love is that stay forever, is when we associate with devotees, when we start reading Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, that gives us true happiness. And Srila Prabhupada explained very nicely, like the human form of life is meant for liberation. But unfortunately, due to the influence of Kali Yuga, every day the grastas are working hard like asses. Like some people, like they are working like anything. Like if we see big companies, all the big companies, their goal is like people work like anything. So they don't have any family life, they don't have any their personal life, just they are so busy. And then Prabhupada explained nicely like how people get up 5 o'clock in the early morning, and what they do, just go for their office and factories, just for their so that they can stay in the material world. And what they do, they spend most of the time in those things only. And then if we see Prabhupada life, Prabhupada explain like in the Leela also, we have read like Prabhupada explained like how his father, who was a who had a cloth business, and Prabhupada described like how like his father was busy in his work, but in the evening, what they do, they read Bhagavatam together. So in the families, like they were doing what they do, like toward the evening, they get together, all the families, they sit together and they start reading the Bhagavatam. So this is very important. Prabhupada is explaining here, 8 hour one should work, and then all the other time he can spend with his family. And what he do with his family, he can start teaching, or she can start teaching the Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam with the family members, with his friends or anybody. That because if we read Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, then only we can speak. If we don't read, how we can speak? So this is very, very important. And then Prabhupada explained very nicely like how people, they use they most of the time, how they spend in the transportation. So coming and going, like Prabhupada said, like 3-4 hours. In our friends also, we hear so many times, like they said, like if their job is like 45 or 1 hour away from their home, they just go and travel, and they come back in the evening, and 8 hours they work. So think about like they spend most of the time like, and that's why Srila Prabhupada explained like how they are compared with pigs and stool eaters, because if we are, our main is athato brahma jigyasa, this is our main goal. We should have that inquisitiveness, like who I am, for whom I am doing this, why I am doing this. Like already I had so many lifetime, and in this again I will have more. So this cycle is going on. You all can understand this. The cycle is going on from one life to another, from another to another. This is going on. But we have to cross this cycle. How we can cross this cycle? By reading Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, by associating with devotees, by chanting Krishna's name, by having Krishna Prasadam. Then only. Otherwise, there is no way to come out from the cycle of birth and death. And then Prabhupada explained very nicely, if our life is like that, then there is no difference between dogs and hogs. Like here, Prabhupada is quoting from the teaching of Rishabdev, like what he said, Nayam deho bhajam nirloka kashtam kamana arhate vidbhunjam ye. So he said, like, this is one who has award this human form of life should not work hard like day and night for sense gratification. And this sense gratification is available in any species of life. Even somebody is a dog or hog. So there is like in the human form, people they eat in the restaurant, and the dog eat and the hog eat at stool. So both feel the same taste. Maybe the human being in the body of a human being and dog is in the body of a dog, but in the same level they feel the same. And when we understand this bodily concept, like this, I because the human beings we have higher brain, we can understand Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. If I ask any dog or hog come here and hear Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, because their intelligence is not that sharp to understand these topics, but we are human beings, we have higher brain, we can read, we can hear, we can understand, then only and we can make our life successful. So this is very very important for the grihasthas, or for all the human beings, that they can hear and associate with devotees, and then they can gradually they can become liberated, and then they can free themselves from these clutches of Maya. So that's why hearing Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam is very, very important. And then Srila Prabhupada explained very nicely, like at the end, what they do in the evening, people they go to the restaurant or club. And Prabhupada explained very nicely, like instead of hearing about Krishna, they are just what their topic is political activities, sense enjoyment, women, meat, and all these. They waste their time. That's why Srila Prabhupada called them the demonic life. This is a demonic life because they don't have that, like the main goal is to understand Krishna, but they lost their main goal. So similarly, again and again, Prabhupada is explaining like how this is very very important. We should understand our business. Our main business is to understand who I am, why I'm here, what is my relation with each and every living entity, how I can be free from this cycle of birth and death. So this is Athato Brahma Jigyasa Aham Brahmasmi. This is very, very important. We already spend so many lifetime for these things, sense enjoyment, sense gratification. But as soon as we realize, I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul, I'm a part and parcel of Krishna. That is called Prasannatma, Brahmutso. So this is very, very important. So thank you very much, everybody. So Mataji, thank you for giving me the opportunity, and thank you all the devotees. If somebody has any question or comment, please feel free. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Yes,
Mataji, you have explained very, very nicely, it's all from your own experience, many things, how you help and learn from distributing books. That's very valuable for me. Yeah, thank you. And I'll try to do same thing to listening or reading Bhagavatam in the morning and reading Gita in the evening. Thank you taking your time and to teaching us. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. It was really nice to hear you today morning. The things what you said in your class were flowing like the water of Ganges, as Vinod Prabhu explained, you explained it so nicely. It is really just, you were delivering and it was going into our, thoughts. Very nice, Mataji. Thank you. And one more thing, what you mentioned about reading Bhagavatam, it You mentioned reading Bhagavatam within the families, right? Or within the congregation?
Yeah, with anybody, like for us, like if somebody has no association, no
Yeah.
temple or any devotees near around, then at least family member we all
Yes, yes.
can read.
Yeah.
If somebody family members are not devotees, by reading Bhagavatam they also can become devotee, and if they are devotees, automatically they also want to hear. If their children or wife or husband, even the parents, they also like to hear. If they are not devotee, by reading Bhagavatam they can become devotee, and if they are devotees, they also like to hear more and more. Yes, Prabhu.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah,
Yeah,
both ways.
yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I was like away from my family also for a couple of years, and
Mm.
I got some guidance from one of the senior
Mm.
Prabhupada disciple in West Virginia when I was there.
Mm.
And, my family was in Maryland, and that time, this triggered, like Prabhuji said, I asked that Prabhuji, like because Prabhuji had one daughter, one son one son is in New York and daughter is in Florida. But then how, Prabhuji, you are staying and dedicated so much for Krishna, without your family members who were with you for at least 25 years, right, from their birth. So Prabhuji said simple, before going to bed, we all come together on a conference and read Bhagavatam. So we do some kind of reading, that makes us connected. So then where is the question of, uh, away or in?
Separation.
Yeah. So then, we took it seriously. Then I also started with my family that time, like before going to bed,
Yeah.
yeah, we read Bhagavatam, and it is going on since long time now.
Mm.
And, there is one Mataji from New Jersey
Mm.
who joins with us. She is alone and she is a disabled kind of person. So we included her in our family reading. So, but that reminds me, like, definitely this is a good way of families now in United States or India. They're
Yeah.
you're so far away, or maybe even within United States, kids goes out. Then this is the best practice, like
Yes.
one can keep. Yeah, definitely to keep connected. Even though you don't talk the whole day, but at least
Yeah.
we are going to come together for Bhagavatam. Yes, thank
Yes,
you.
yes, bro. Yes, bro.
Yeah.
Anybody, like whoever we are all in the call, like 10, we are all 10, 11 candidate. We are sitting in the call. Like if we are 10, like uh, if we discuss like from today onward, I will make this point, like I will start reading with my family. Think about like 10, if we have three more people in the family, then instead of 10, we become 40.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it's this is like, and when we teach
Yeah.
our kids, like it never go waste, it
Yeah.
never go bad,
Yeah.
because this is transcendental knowledge, bro. Like we all can realize this is not nothing new. This is already there in the shastras, but when we start doing, then like how Prabhu is telling his own experience, like I can also, like we also feel with the same thing like Prabhu is telling. Like we also read Bhagavatam with our kids in the morning, like my daughter when she was going to college. So that time also, now she's from home studying, but earlier when she was going, that time also, even though she was starting from home like 7:30, 7:45, because she has 8 o'clock class. So before that also we made our schedule in a way like at least she can have prasadam and she can hear Bhagavatam. We all start reading when we start.
Yes, Mataji. And yeah, actually, yeah, we have this conference, like which early morning conference every day. We take Bhagavatam. We have different speakers. It is really
Yes, yes.
boosting everyone. And thank you for
Mhm.
your association also. Actually, this is the morning dose what we get,
Yes.
which keeps us very fresh all the day. But again,
Mhm.
we have to spend another same amount of hours, right? Like in the night time.
Yeah.
So we have something which at least before going to bed, then we are connected with family. At the same time, we are again keeping some thoughts from
Mhm.
Bhagavatam for
Mhm.
Krishna, Radha Krishna. That keeps us. At least sometimes thinking that, I think like at least I will get some good dreams, if I'm reading this every day.
Yeah. Yes.
Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah,
Thank
Gita Mataji, please go ahead. Sorry of that. Yeah.
Hare. Thank you.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. No, I just wanted to thank Mataji. Thank you for a very wonderful class. Mataji explained it in a very practical way. And yes, reading Bhagavatam as a family is important also. So hopefully we'll incorporate. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you, Mataji. Thank you. Hare
So,
Krishna.
in short, I can say, Mataji, it's a morning boost which keeps us recharged the whole day. And in the before going to bed, it's an injection which keeps you alive whole night, at least by the thoughts.
Yes, yes. In
Spiritual
Hindi,
injection. Yeah,
yes, in
spiritual.
Hindi we say, Prabhu, जैसा खाएं अन्न वैसा होए मन. So it's good, like
Right.
whatever garbage in, garbage out, Prabhu. Like whatever we take, it will come out in our thought, in our action, maybe anyway, Prabhu. So that's really because the devotees, they always like to more and more reading, hearing, and association. This is the key, Prabhu. There is nothing new, just same thing. Whatever Prabhupada gave, we have to use these things only.
Yes, Mataji. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.
Thank you.
I just wanted to share my personal experience, Mataji, that during COVID, we started watching a lot of these religious, programs on like Hare Krishna, Yashoda Maiya's Nandalal, and you know, uh, all religious regarding Lord Rama, Sita, Mahadev, Devo ke Dev Mahadev. Because we never read those scriptures earlier. So the way it goes now is that my husband in the evening when he wants to unwind, I watch that he's only watching these programs. Even hopefully gradually he'll get involved in Bhagavatam. But what I'm saying is that
Mm.
it changes your taste also, but
Mm.
gradually, because he wants to unwind, I guess, in the evening. So he does this, and no news, hardly 10 minutes of news, and that's it. It's nice.
Yeah, yeah.
At least we are moving, steering in that direction. I won't say we are there yet.
Yeah. But at least he's you always come on the call. The main thing is, Mataji, like you can try in this way also. Like when your husband is done with the TV, so whatever you hear in the Bhagavatam, you can tell him. Like we have so many example in our ISKCON society where Prabhus, they have so many bad habits, but Mataji is Krishna gave special strength to the woman, like they are the key of the house. Like if the woman is on a right track, then she can change the whole house. So you are hearing Bhagavatam, whatever you are hearing, you can tell him.
Yes, Mataji, that's a very good idea.
Yeah, you can daily, by any, like daily little you can tell him, then he can also gradually start hearing, reading, and all. Now you can just start doing that with your husband. That's
Yeah,
really
thank you, Mataji. Very good idea. Thank you so much.
nice.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna,
Krishna.
Mataji.
Thank you, Mother. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. God to Prabhupada. Such a nice class. Picking up on the duties of Vyasta. Yeah, yes, your station is so much valid. Your words connected and your realizations enriched us so nicely. I wanted to just reflect upon, olden days from Bengal. In the villages, people will be very busy because people, I mean, the men folk will be going out early, and then the women have to get the things ready for them, and then there's no time as such for the chanting or even reading Srimad in the morning. So what would the Vaishnavas do? This Nagar Sankirtan, they will go and sing the glories of the Lord in the streets of the villages. So that way, there's so many by culture. Those Krishna Nam, there are a lot of nice songs. Though we are not fully Krishna conscious in terms of the philosophy, but yeah, to some extent Sahaj, yes, but yeah, they are Baul. So they will sing the glories of the Lord in various incarnations, and that will purify their mourning as they go on doing the chores. They will hear, and we hear like how in the Krishna Katha also, and how the gopis would be in the morning, they will chant the butter and glories of sing the glories of Krishna. So here he's hearing the glories of Krishna, possibly they'll sing also. Yeah, and evening, and the culture was also. I mean, all those entertainments at those times used to be only from the Puranas, the glories of Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, all these things, all the theaters. Theater means in the olden days it used to be called the Yatra, Natak. So all these things were actually centered around the Puranic themes, not these demonic themes of today, especially with this what is it, OTT platform it's called, that is internet based, whatever they even not controlled by the I believe they're not controlled by the film certification board also. Whatever garbage they spit out, everybody just usurps. So this is demonic society, but still the changes are happening by the mercy of the devotees, especially ISKCON devotees, because they have taken to the YouTube in a great way, and the changes are coming out, and they're sweeping across the land of Bharatvarsha, and hopefully soon, a great part of them will be spreading out to the world and conquer the whole world as Mahaprabhu wished. Yes, so important to have the essence of Krishna consciousness in our family life, morning and evening, and all throughout the day. Hari Bol Mataji.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhu. Whatever way we can help others, that's really very, very important. Sankirtan way, or by reading through Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, like they are all different ways, but our goal is same, to bring everybody to the platform of devotional practices, to realize to ourselves and others, like we are not this body, we are part and parcel of Krishna, we are spirit soul. Yeah, thank you, Prabhu.
Yeah, especially in the Americas, everything is rooted in the belief. I can say something. You, what is it? You, if you dream, you believe that you can. You believe that you can when with the help of Krishna. So,
Yes.
so it's very, very difficult. Like as my child exposed to this demonic assertion in the public school. It's so when I put him, I mean, some of the times I try to put myself into the shoes of that him, and I find that, I mean, whatever little he is getting, that's that's the nectar that is balancing out the effects of the Kali Yuga. That is from outside world. Because children are impressionable. I mean, very, very important.
Yeah, yes.
Especially in the demonic society like America. India is still okay. It's also going that way, America way, but America is so much more important.
Yes, bro. This is all material world, Prabhu. And America is like, we are in America, we think like it has all the facility, but we don't know.
I compare America to Vilosarga. That means Swarga, but with no consciousness of Supreme Personality Godhead.
Yes, bro. Yeah, right, bro.
America is
Yeah,
Vilosarga.
it means like if something shining, we should not think like this is real gold. Shining may sometimes bluff us. Yeah. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Wonderful thoughts. Hare Krishna.
Your thoughts were so beautifying.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranam. Thank you
Hare
so much for this nectarine class. So wonderful experiences you shared, and question answer session too. So, and I also remember Mataji when I was in childhood. That time, every village or every city, they were having Bhagavad Sapta in the temple or the mutt hote na mutt usme. And I used to go with my grandma to all these Bhagavad Sapta, and that time it was so interesting to hear those stories and pastimes. Later, the TV came and television came and everything
Yeah.
discontinued. But yeah, and I remember also the every festival also like Ram Navami. In the month of Shravan, there is Naga Panchami. So
Yeah.
we used to get together at the night after dinner. Everybody was coming together and playing games and then playing dramas on this Ramayana,
Yeah.
Mahabharat, like that. So it was a very nice time that time, Mataji. We miss that time now.
Yeah. Now everywhere nuclear family, Mataji, like husband, wife, and children.
Yeah.
In America, like at least in India, we have neighbors or somebody, kids can play together. But here, there is no way. Maybe like how many days we can take the kids to the park? Maybe
Mm.
like that's why they are all alone. But like Prabhupada gave such a nice formula on the
Yes.
devotional practices, like nobody feel bored. Like we did homeschooling for our daughters. Younger one, she is in 5th grade. She will be going into 6th grade. So, but like Prabhupada made so morning program and like evening. So this is such a wonderful plan, Mataji. Like Prabhupada gave. Like even though we are all alone, but still we never feel alone in a single family. But still, like because like if we are observing the like from the morning itself, like in our like the goal is morning. Let's do Mangalarti together. Let's read Bhagavatam together. Then automatically the whole day goes very nice. Like sometime when we bought our house, like people were thinking outside, like how you will stay, this house is a little far from. But like in the house also, if you are busy reading Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, like hearing lectures and all, then so you are so busy you don't know how your days goes, like just
Yes, Mataji. Yes, yeah. So using this technology is a very
yes.
nice
Yeah.
thing. And this call is Mataji going on since last 15 years. So we are getting like a family now, Mataji.
Yes. We are all family members, Mataji. Maybe like our kids, they came out from my body, but others also we never know. Like how next body whom I will belong to, and in the previous also like where I was. So it's not like our own family member is just for that, like so that they can also do devotional service and we can also be going on the same like devotional track. So that's why like if we have any other like evening we have call that we read with others. So whatever we are getting, it's good. Like we can share this knowledge. Like as I was telling Gita Mataji also, like for her husband, whatever she hear in the class, she can tell the same experience to her husband. Like Prabhupada, like when in the beginning our ISKCON society, what Prabhupada was teaching to his disciple, when they asked like how we can tell others, Prabhupada said, whatever you hear in the class, just speak the same thing to others. We don't need to add anything new. We don't need to invent anything new. Just same thing we have to do. This is Krishna consciousness. Nice. Thank you, Madhuri. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. So anybody has any question or comment? Yeah, we can. Okay, Vamsi, yeah, Vamsi.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you for the wonderful class. Very practical instructions that it's easy to follow in family where the spouse is favorable and the kids are not affected by the unfavorable spouse. But if there is a situation where the kids are not always interested because of the influence of the other person, how to attract them, Mataji, to listen to more Bhagavatam instead of watching YouTube or anything, like go to the movies and all that.
Give them
Thank you,
prasadam.
Mataji.
Give them prasadam and slowly, if they read, if they watch TV or something, tell them just read for some Prabhupada quote. Start with Srila Prabhupada's quote. Like we have this nice calendar that you can buy anywhere in our ISKCON centers. Start with Prabhupada quote. Like tell them, let's read just for it will take maybe 1 minute. Start reading with them slowly. Whatever way, Prabhu. I know sometimes it's really very hard and you are a devotee, you can feel the pain. Like when they are not knowing like spiritual practices, even not little, you feel so much like they should do. This is like the devotee quality, what you are feeling. That's real good thing that you are feeling for your kids. I know sometimes it's really hard, but just try your best, Prabhu. Like give them at least prasadam or offer to the Lord whatever fruits or anything. And then next thing is you can start like just reading one quote. At least you can tell them, let's read one page of Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam slowly. Then one day they will realize whatever their father is telling them, this is the real thing. I know sometimes it's hard, bro. Just try
Yes,
your
ma'am.
best. Prabhupada is doing all the magic, bro. We are not the doer. So by
Yes.
his mercy only we can do something, bro. Thank you, bro.
Yeah.
We,
Thank you very much.
Thanks for
we will pray for your
nice
family.
suggestion. Yeah, actually, regarding kids, it is like yesterday also one family, our close family within our sangha, they were asking like, we are not worried for our daughter, but my son, not inclined, and thinking something else. Then we just shared that you keep the same things what you said at the same time. Also, we mentioned like you should never force the kids, but try to engage them in different way, uh, to keep a balance, because they see the outside world more, right? Because they are in the school, means they are for the more time in the school, like they're spending their maximum time outside, where they get more and different kind of knowledge. So I think, yeah, that is the main key where we should try to keep our kids into, uh, the like try to engage them when they are at home, yeah, with the spiritual practice.
I would have, with the permission of everybody, I'd like to add here something. How I want to, what I do is, these children will have always some questions, right? I mean, yes, of course, first is to have love for the child. Of course, we have, and so the outcome of in terms of material outcome would be that the child will share his or her feeling, or what she has in her mind, his or her mind with us. So once it does that, so if you have sufficiently read on spiritual matter, I mean, Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, you will have clear understanding of what should be our vivek, what should the our consciousness dictate us in this situation, and accordingly, with the example that's suitable for him, we can tell him. Like that's what I do. So that way, a lot of influences that he has from the association with the people around, that is nullified, because I mean, a lot of times, I mean, we see, I mean, he also sees like people are suffering and this and that, and similarly we bring it, and then one side this view, another side the view that the devotees, they're so happy, they're not angry, and also the stories from the Srimad Bhagavatam, Krishna Lila. So those things, when they contrast with their little mind also, they're able to process that yes, something is different, and so that way, I mean, the foundational doubts become resolved to some extent, whatever extent is we could achieve, that brings that creates the foundation for the next level of um, um, progress. So because we are in the middle of this situation, I mean, this material, association with these demonic people. So first is to root out the philosophy that the demonic philosophy, like this Sandhamarka students, like in which Prahlad Maharaj was studying. So they was telling Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Moksha, they were not bothered, but Dharma, Artha, Kama. That's what these what people, the karmis are doing. So to root out that philosophy and to ingrain for example, I say like Gajendra. Gajendra, when he was story of Gajendra when he was um, okay, he thought that he could do it all by himself and his friends and families. When the crocodile started biting him, all the friends and families went away. So at that time he was foolish. Then he became intelligent. After everybody went away, he became intelligent. And then he prayed to Krishna, and Krishna came in. So this is one example. Another example, that Dhruva, that his co-mother scolded him, but he did not get angry, and he prayed to Krishna, and he got a star, and then he got everything, whatever. And then he said that this. So so everything is a broken piece of glass. So because he got Krishna, is a diamond. So that way, like in a way, so this to the extent possible, we are trying to defray or to push back the effects of the demonic arguments that he catches from all around. So that's my little thing, Prabhu. That helps.
Thank you very much.
Vamsi Prabhu, you are not audible.
Hare Krishna. Thank you very much, Prabhuji and Mataji, for the wonderful suggestions. I will try to, we can always show with our own example, but sometimes they are still influenced by other information. But hopefully, with time, they will see that no, this is the better process than sense gratification.
Yes, Hare Krishna. So thank you, Mataji, and thank you, Prabhuji, for this question answer session and wonderful answers, Patha Prabhu. So if nobody has any question or comment, we can end up the call here. It's 8:33 now. Vanchakalpatarvesha Sindhu Vevacha Patitanam
Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hare
अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय
Jay,
नमः हरिदास ठाकुर की जय
Jay,
श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय श्री
Jay,
की जय
Jay,
श्यामा किशोरी माता जी की जय
Jay.
थैंक
all
यू
the
सो
devotees ki jai. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare
Thank you very
Krishna,
much.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna.
Hare Bol, Hare Bol.
मच